Okay, for this final video, I'm going to talk very quickly about your research essay, and then I'm going to put together a little bit of an outline for you to follow to make sure that you complete the essay and have all components in place. So for this particular project, the research essay, this is the final essay in the course. You should have already chosen a topic because this is the same topic that you use in your annotated bibliography. And I want to look at the full assignment sheet first. Okay, so this is an argumentative essay. That means it must be an argument. It cannot be a report. You're not simply reporting on a topic. You're going to analyze a topic, choose an argument, and argue uh, usually in favor or of something, or uh, perhaps you oppose some aspect of that argument, but it has to be one thing or the other. It cannot simply be a report. Your assignment is to write an argumentative analytical paper. You must use the writing process to create your paper. The paper should be 3 to 5 pages in length. So again, this is the same topic as your annotated bibliography, and ideally the annotated bibliography will be the foundation for the research for this particular paper. So in this essay, once you're finished, you will have a 3 to 5 page paper, a works cited page with at least 5 sources. You must give me 5 sources. The annotated bibliography requires that you had 10, so out of that list of 10 sources, ideally 5 of those are probably going to be something that you can use on your essay. You may have to go get additional sources, but hopefully not, because you've already done more than that on annotated bibliography. So 3 to 5 pages for this particular essay, a works cited page in correct MLA and correct MLA 8 format. Um, so 5 sources on your works cited page, both documented inside the essay and on the works cited page. And of course, here are some resources for you. Remember that this essay must have, and I cannot stress this enough, a diversity of sources. You must provide a diversity of sources. That means that you can't just have all internet sources. You can have a few internet sources, but you need to go into the databases and find newspaper sources. You can use the search engines in the database to manipulate what types of sources. I talked about that on a previous video. You can get books. One of the databases, EBSCO Books, has a collection of books that are searchable, so you can get books, newspapers, magazine articles, from the database. That counts as a variety, even though they're all from a database, and then some open internet research. But you need to show me a variety. If you don't have a variety, I do take off points for that. So make sure that you're on top of that. If you have any questions about achieving that, please let me know. Okay, so this essay, like all assignments, has writing examples. Under writing examples has student examples that you can look at. So both for the proposal and bibliography that was detailed in the previous video, there is a student example that you can look at. Please take the time to look at that, and then also your researched essay. So you can see that this is a complete essay with a thesis that is one simple statement: due to the fact that the government is overpricing produce, measures must be put into place so all Americans can have access to wholesome and nutritious foods. That's this student's argument. The essay It goes through and details that with research. Remember that research must be included in every single body paragraph. Every body paragraph must have a strong topic sentence that's supported by research that is included in the body of that topic paragraph. And then you can see at the end here a properly formatted works cited page with the entries all double spaced, all in MLA8. And the entries are listed in alphabetical order, just like any MLA documentation should be. So that's what I'm asking you to do here as a final product. I'm going to go back into course content for just a second and talk a little bit about this essay. One of the things that you will probably want to do to begin is to create an outline, and the outline is much like the previous literary analysis. So I'm going to just do a quick outline for you here live if my Microsoft Office Word will open. So this essay has some of the exact same features. It is an academic essay, so that means you should avoid pronoun use, personal pronoun use. You should avoid the use of the second person pronoun use. You should maintain objective voice. You should avoid excessive use of idiomatic expressions and excessive pronoun use, especially pronoun use in your topic sentences. As a matter of fact, I usually tell my students not to use any pronouns in the topic sentence whatsoever. That helps provide a level of clarity for your reader. So the outline for this particular essay will be something like this. Intro. Your introduction, of course, contains a hook. That's one sentence. Context, that might be 3 or 4 sentences. And then your thesis, which is a clear single statement of your argument. Remember, a good thesis statement is an argument, and it's a single statement detailing a single issue that you're going to deal with in your particular essay. So that's all that goes into that introduction. Body paragraph 2. In this case, much like the other essay, you can do the counter argument. This is particularly good, especially if you have a certain page limit that you have to reach, and we do in this course 3 to 5 pages, so you must have 3, ideally 4 pages, some lines on 4 pages. This is your counter argument where you just present what the naysayers say. Remember that you, in this section, should provide research. Well, you should start out with a strong topic sentence, and then lead into your research. Provide research, comment on how this research supports whatever you said in your topic sentence, and then you can transition to the next element of research and comment on that, and then transition or conclude your second paragraph, your first body paragraph, by transitioning into the first full body paragraph that supports your argument. Remember, your essay must clearly support your argument. So if you're writing this counter argument, you don't want to give the impression through your language or your content that you are in favor of the counter argument. So make sure it's clear to the reader, even though you're presenting the counter argument, that that is the counter argument. Then section 3 is the first supportive body paragraph. So you have your first supportive body paragraph that supports your thesis. start with a strong, clear topic sentence, and then lead in remember to document your research. That's in all body paragraphs, including the counter argument. That's that in-text documentation. Comment on how the research supports the topic sentence. And then again, transition to other or transition to other research or to the next body paragraph. Okay, so let's talk about that. Each body paragraph must appear balanced, and this is why I say transition to other research or the next body paragraph. So in section 3, where you give your first supportive body paragraph, in section 3 where you give your first supportive body paragraph, you need to make sure that if you have two elements of outside research that support your topic sentence in this body paragraph, that when you get to the next body paragraph that you provide an equal sense of research. So these body paragraphs need to seem balanced. So if you have two elements of research here, you'll probably want 2 to 3 elements of research in the next one. Maybe in the following paragraph you might have 2 or 3, but keep some sense of balance so the reader feels like that you've spent enough time or equal amounts of time delivering each body paragraph. They should be balanced in research and length and content, so try to strike balance in your overall essay on those levels. So each body paragraph, and usually there's at least 3, so you can see that we have 1 here, you'll do another one, and then another one, each having a strong topic sentence that supports that thesis statement, each containing research that supports the topic sentence, and then finally you'll present your conclusion. So that's 3. So this will probably be paragraph 6 is the conclusion. The conclusion restates the thesis, usually in different terms, but clearly restates the thesis, reviews with the reader the main ideas covered, and finally closes with something for the reader to take away from the essay. Why is the essay important, relevant, or useful to them? And that's it. The conclusion, much like the introduction, is just usually 5-6 sentences. So don't do any extra development in the conclusion. There should be no new ideas in the conclusion. All your development should occur in these body paragraphs. So make sure that that's where you include your development and your research. One other final note about the conclusion before I stop. Here is in the conclusion area, do not begin your conclusion with statements like "in conclusion." The reality is in academic writing that the final body paragraph should be your conclusion, so don't insult your reader by telling them, oh, by the way, this is my conclusion. You don't have to do that. Just go straight into restating your thesis in specific terms, review the main points discussed in the paper or uncovered in the paper, and then close with something for the reader to take away from your essay or topic. So that's a basic outline. So remember, you're going to have an introduction, you're going to show the counter argument with research, you're going to have a body paragraph that's got a strong topic sentence supporting your thesis, and providing research that supports that topic sentence. Maybe 2 or 3 elements of research. You must always comment on the research to explain to the reader how or why it supports your topic sentence. And once you finish that, you will go into another body paragraph, do the same thing, perhaps go into another body paragraph, do the same thing, and then conclude. Ideally, you'll have at least 3 body paragraphs supporting your thesis. If you present anything less than 3 body paragraphs supporting your thesis, because this is an argument, it's likely that you won't be convincing to your reader. So this is the basic outline. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. It's very similar to the last essay that we wrote. Remember, no contractions, no personal pronouns, I, or any form of I, no second person pronouns, that's any form of you, lead into quoted materials. In other words, you can't just drop a quote in there. You have to lead in with language, letting the reader know that you're about to borrow outside information. No borrowed materials in the first or last sentence of any body paragraph. And every body paragraph must have research. So those are things I'm looking for. You might review that little list I had on the previous essay, although it should be pretty fresh in your mind, discussing some main pointers. They really follow the same. These are all academic papers that have the same basic qualities, but those are some reminders. If you have any questions or concerns, or you're not sure about how to document any part of your research, please let me know. Like always, I'm an email away and happy to help you. That concludes this video.